one of the places where we can get really caught up in energy is social media. We know it. Don't forget that energy is real. You don't have to be right in front of a person to feel their energy. You can be feeling it through a post, through an image, through even business posts. You can feel all sorts of things from everywhere. And because this world of internet technology and AI and social media is so rife and so in your face, it can really bombard you. Don't underestimate the power of social media to disrupt your nervous system, to affect you mentally, emotionally, to bring you down energetically, because it will, and it does all the time. I'm someone who really does not like scrolling. I hate it when my kids do it. They do it all the time, and this is the age we're in, unfortunately, and I tell them all the time, and I can't stand it. But I sometimes find myself doing it, not because I'm into it, but I just do it. Like, you don't even know, before you know it, you're scrolling down something like Instagram or Facebook or whatever. And I don't do it for long usually, unless I'm just in some poey mood. So I find though, I get affected. I understand how it all works. This is all part of the matrix, guys. So for example, it can be as simple as somebody writes of a topic that you don't agree with their standpoint and you're irked. Okay, so unfortunately these days people just react so quickly and so divisively. So that's the obvious one. But there are some subtleties. There is seeing images of someone who looks happy and you're miserable. It's not as if you're mean or anything. Maybe you still wish that person well and so on, but it just irritates you. Great, they're happy. I'm fucking depressed. Right. See how it works? You can think of it consciously or subconsciously, unconsciously. It's just a bonanza of mixed up muck. For example, subconsciously would be seeing a symbol of a broken shoe in some random post, and maybe you're not even conscious of it. You just half saw it and you don't even realize, but your conscious mind is processing it in the subconscious, and it's a universal symbol, right? So what does that mean? Maybe it reminds you of your poverty situation right now with the economic crisis in the world. Maybe it reminds you how broken you feel, or your inner child, or abuse or something. So that's how it all works subconsciously. Outside of that, it's really easy to compare yourself with others. Again, whether, it might be just be a little bit even. And unfortunately, it just really puts you down, and it gets you into your lower state of being. And if you're someone who's really working on yourself and you really care to improve your life and have better quality of life, and that doesn't necessarily mean sipping champagne on the Mediterranean Riviera. That might just mean having peace of mind and just a simple life, and valuing your sense of peace and integrity, and knowing who you are. And then all of a sudden you go on Instagram and you see some bikini models, or someone posting how they just made another $5 million or whatever. And it does do something to you. There are triggers, and it's all interconnected. So if you understand how energy works also in terms of the processes we go through and the healing that we do, you will then understand that all those things will be part and parcel of bringing stuff to the surface for you to look at, so that you can work through your stuff. So if you're feeling a little bit of lack of confidence, and then you happen to scroll by Instagram and you see someone all confident and everything's going great for them and whatever it is, it might just affect you, whether you admit it or not. And it's going to bring up your lack of confidence. And you know what's going to happen? Instead of making you confident, it's going to have the opposite effect. It's going to more emphasize your unconfidence, and then it's going to be that much longer to process. So do you really want that in your face, right? Because the universe will bring things to you or show you through energy, signs, symbols, people, all the different things, what you need to know, kind of like how dreams work, right? So there's a design for us being here. So I would just say, take great precaution and, just, use it less or use it mindfully. Delete people that annoy you, even if it's temporary. Even if you otherwise like them, you don't want to be mean or anything. It's just they're triggering you right now. I've done that several times. I might actually like a person, whatever, but if I feel like for some reason they're triggering me, even if it's just very innocent, I might delete them for a while or whatever, and that's okay. It's actually looking after myself and my health, and it's actually looking after their health too, because they don't want my vibes coming at them, right? Not to say that I've got any evil vibes going on, but if I'm working through some stuff, all this projection and mirror stuff happens, and it happens to all of us. So just be mindful, and you can not only delete and minimize what you see or what triggers you, but you can also just get on a bit less often, or just go have some mindful intent of when you go on or where you're going to go. Maybe there's a particular group, like my group, if you want, that you don't mind going in because it's a safe space or something you're into, your hobby, or for whatever reason. But you might find that your energy and your mood quickly changes, which is why it's also not a great idea to look at social media first thing when you get up or last thing when you go to bed as well, because that will set the tone for your day, or process through your mind and then give more crazy dreams during your sleep. So really be conscious of it and give yourself a break and a detox, or just be more mindful how you go about it. Everything is energy after all. Let me know what changes you're going to make, or how you realize that you get affected. And if you don't believe this, or if you sort of, maybe, or I don't know, give yourself a test. Be mindful. So in the next few days or week or whatever, every time you're on social media, try to remember, and how are you feeling? How are you feeling in your inner landscape? Are you reacting to anything? Is anything changing? Is your mood changing? Do you suddenly feel more depressed, depleted? There's also energy radiating from these devices, right? These EMFs and so on, and all sorts of things. So to be mindful of. But yeah, anyway, that's the food for thought for today. Let me know your thoughts.